This is the Okayest Hunter podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag, you hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
Yo, welcome to the Okayest Hunter podcast. If you're a first-time listener, we're sorry for what you're about to experience. It doesn't
But
taste
we're not
good,
too sorry.
but that's why it tastes good.
No malort tonight.
No, my lord, tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's here. If you were really
No,
like
I shouldn't
weird.
have even brought it up, actually. I regret it.
We're coming at you from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, from the what am I saying here? The Okayest Hunter podcast studio, brought to you by Spartan Forge. Head on over to, or check out, or visit, or do whatever you need to do to get your interwebs going to SpartanForge.ai and use code OHP for 25% off. We talk about their app often on each show. Sometimes it comes up organically in the nature of the conversation. Sometimes we pump it out and talk about it a
I
bunch
used
here.
it today.
Did you?
I was out in the woods today doing a little scouting in a marsh area that I'd never been.
Okay.
And I brought it up on a different mapping application to see the, some boundaries and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I could not see the marsh, like the trails, very well.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm going to check Spartan Forge. Oh my God, night and day.
Did it have
It was because that area was like super high resolution.
Okay.
So I could like zoom and zoom and zoom, and it was crystal clear.
if it's one of those areas. And then did it have the historical one too?
Where you
like,
could switch between years and leafy, non-leafy, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's
So it was like
that's the jam.
golden spot.
Yep. Oh, that's cool. Vector Custom Shop, good friends of ours. We're all shooting Vector Custom Shop arrows. If you want some deep penetration, we're talking about shooting targets and bucks and does and shooter bucks, whatever the hell you're after. Could be pigs or elk. I don't care.
Getting there deep.
Yeah, they're getting it real deep.
Real
Black
nice
boy.
and deep black.
That'll be a meme later.
But seriously.
OHP for 10% off. And then Latitude Outdoors. I know we run a 20% discount for accessories, but I believe, and I'll have to check my text message from those guys, but it's 25% off accessories and the classic saddle for using code OHP. So like, you're looking to get into it. This is like a great offer. Go nuts. And also Go Wild, great friends of the show. Use code 10%. Use code OHP for 10%. Been going all day, man.
The other day, dude, I was looking for something, going to buy something.
Yeah.
Search something as outdoor hunting product. Maybe it was a camera arm.
Did Go Wild come up?
Go Wild popped up when the first ones. Shot
Really?
Go Wild. Yeah, camera arms.
No
I was like,
doubt.
hey,
Look at
there
that.
we go.
Look at that. Yeah, if you're on the app, you can buy stuff right then and there, and
It
you
was
can
pretty
you know,
slick.
all that good stuff. But honestly, the other thing that I don't want to forget to mention, if I do over the duration of doing the show, is it's a place to post things that are going to be, I don't say unfiltered, but like you're not going to get censored, is what I mean. So it's encouraged. You can share photos, grip and grins. You're not going to then be trolled by some non-hunter or anti-hunter, I should say, is probably the person that's going to say some snarky bullshit remark. But hey, what's up, everybody? Bobby.
Yeah, you don't
Other
have
folks.
to Windex the deer's nose to get the blood off before you post a picture on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's maybe a best practice. Anyways, I don't know. My dad told me that when I got my first
Clean
buck.
them
Wipe
up.
the blood off a little bit, like, get that nasty stuff out of there. Take a good picture here. So that's kind of interesting. My first buck I ever got, he kind of knew.
Clean it up.
Yep.
Not a bad idea.
And cheers to Drop Tine Spirits. They keep us from going dry in the studio. So it's, the thing that we drink the most. So they have a vodka and a moonshine, but really it's the 12-point bourbon that I like the most because it's bourbon.
It's just better.
So with that, our music ended. Great timing. We do have two different guests from the same podcast called Hunter's Advantage. I met these guys on TikTok, and I was on their show, I don't know, a month or two ago. I have no concept of time. And somewhere along the way, we had this cockamamie idea to do a show where they have done a whole bunch of research, I think, about a various topic, group of individuals. I'm not sure. Derek and I have no clue what the hell it's going to be, and they're going to tease it out to us over the chronological history of whenever that person stuff started. And it's up to Derek and I and our audience that's listening live to figure it out. And then once we do, great, we'll keep moving on and hearing more about what it is. But so we have no idea what we're going to talk about today. We're going to probably learn some things. And if you follow these guys on TikTok, a lot of their content is they'll pick some really awesome historical facts and they'll go pretty deep into the weeds about it, how it started, what it does, the outcome, the impact, all of that stuff. So with that, we're going to bring in Christian Babcock and Jake Gaylord. And I didn't mess up the last names. Thank gosh.
Got him.
What's up, fellas?
How's it going, guys?
Not a lot. What's going on?
Yeah, we're eager to see what you guys have
I
for
don't know
us
what's
tonight.
going to happen tonight. I'm a little bit nervous. I feel like you guys did some research. I'm just going to say stupid things, and then Eric's going to guess it.
I'm like not educated at all.
You're going to be good at this.
I
I know
have
it.
no idea who it's going to be. Like,
I got a feeling Eric's going to be all right at this.
Oh gosh,
He'll be good.
I'm not going to guess right away because I don't ruin the fun. But Fred Bear. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah, shit.
He's good, guys. He's good.
Man, I knew it. I mean, who else is it going to be in the hunting space? Like, who's going to be the one we're going to be talking about?
Do we know what's hunting space?
I don't know.
Obviously?
Maybe
Like,
it's
could
outdoors.
It be
Maybe
like
it's
something
fishing.
a little bit out
I hope
there.
it's not fishing because that
Adult
would have
industry, maybe? I don't know.
Ooh,
Don't
it's Bill Dance.
Bill Dance.
Entertainment, as they call it nowadays.
Yeah.
Fishing?
Howard Stern.
We gotta stop guessing. They haven't even said anything yet.
Yeah. Hey, well, before we dive into that stuff, I mean, let's see if you guys can do a better intro of yourselves than I did for you. Talk about who you guys are, what you got going on, all that stuff. I see the hat, Christian. It's nice.
That's right. Jake's got one too. He just
got
doesn't know
one
how
too.
to use professional lighting.
Yeah, it's fine.
No,
I'm on a laptop. Give me a break.
Needs to make you look good, right?
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
No, we. So I'm Christian. That's Jake. We run a brand called Hunter's Advantage, which started in 2019. We've been filming our hunts since I don't know, probably 2016, right out of high school, and started up a podcast. Selfishly to just learn more about hunting and pick the brains of people that I respected and knew a lot more than me. But we've kind of branched out. We've film our hunts, produce on YouTube, do a podcast, all that kind of stuff. So just outdoor creators. Like you said, we met on TikTok. So we do all that kind of stuff. We're on all the platforms. So yeah, it's a little bit about
Awesome.
Nice. Jake, you got anything to add to that?
I mean, other than like this, like probably our third time trying to do this. Like we had like other things like called like 918 Media and all that good stuff, and failed attempts. But this seems to be the one that stuck. So we're going
That's
with
right.
it.
It's about deer, right? That's
I hope.
It's about hunting.
Yeah, well, there we go. All right, guys. Well, I don't know how you want to kick this off, but
Jake's gonna kick us off. He's the historian for the night.
Yeah, I've never did these type of podcasts before, but we're gonna try to.
Right. Either have
I
we.
guess just
We're all going to fail
We're all
on
in the
this
shit together.
All right. So this person was born on October 27th, 1858 in New York City into a pretty wealthy family. His dad was a successful businessman, and his mother was a Southerner that was raised on a plantation.
one. Wait, so 18, what was it? 1857? 58?
58. Yep.
And where was he born?
New York City.
New York City, but his mom was from the South.
The South. I'm not sure where. I didn't dig that deep.
That's all right. That's all right. We're giving you a run for your money here with your research skills.
Oh, well. You got to try too hard.
You're going to be graded on this later.
We're gonna be great. We're not gonna remember shit.
Just keep drinking over
Okay.
here. We'll just, keep down
So
in-
financially, it didn't seem like he struggled much, but physically, he was known to be a sickly child, and the main struggle was asthma.
all right. All right.
You guys
So-
got it yet? I mean, it's getting pretty
I
easy.
mean,
I
we have
mean,
no-
it's obvious now, right?
Gym class. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but he
Taylor,
made
Tom.
Got it.
himself. Do what?
On our team.
He's like wheezing.
Wouldn't that suck? Ain't no picking up no chicks in gym class.
You got that money though. You got that money though, so
Oh well,
they-
yeah. You
that's
don't need
funny.
much if you have money.
No, you take them out in a nice car.
What do you have in this world if you don't have health?
Wealth, actually.
Money.
Oh man. So
But-
like, what
Oh,
do
go
you?
ahead.
1858. I'm gonna keep messing that up, but like, did they have dodgeball back then?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would have
They
been
use
years
real
past that, right?
rocks.
Because you'd have been
Real
like maybe
rocks.
6 or 7 inches using rocks.
I think that's the time they came up with if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, right?
Yeah, dude. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Did you see that in your research?
Rip
You
Torn
watched
and
it?
Yeah. teaching-
exactly.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln said it or something like that.
did they even have cameras back then? You know, the big one
Yeah,
that did the
with
thing.
yeah.
This is a long time ago. I mean,
think
like
so.
really, this is I can't do math, but that's over 100 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Please
think
correct
it
me if
is.
I'm wrong. You're the teacher.
We're looking at like 170, almost 100. Yeah.
So,
70
and if you're
years
living till like 50, 60 years old back then, that'd be a long time. So we're at least looking at
He's
a guy
already
that
got
lived.
asthma.
He's already got asthma. So we're looking at a guy that lived to like maybe the early, like
New
what,
York City.
1920s.
He's the starter of some.
You did
big-
hit it right on the head. He only lived till the age of 60. So
Okay. So maybe he got past the Great Depression, said, F this, I'm out.
okay,
All right,
so
well,
he,
let's go
he
on.
made
Yeah,
himself do physically exhausting tasks such as hiking, swimming, and he was an advocate of the strenuous life.
So he's a 1858 version of Cam Haines.
Basically,
Yeah.
is.
Just
Maybe.
go hard, keep hammering.
Didn't
Yeah, he hammered.
Of his 1850s.
I think Cam Haines referenced some people from the old day that were like badass in his book,
Ooh.
Endurance. But I can't
you
think of who
read
the hell
that?
it was. I started reading most. I'm almost like halfway through it or
All
something.
right, so you're gonna know this. It's gonna come to you.
I don't know.
If it's above like a third grade reading level, then I probably haven't read it.
So I've read Endurance, and I'll tell you that he's not in there.
Mm.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm SOL there, but don't worry, I was a bad study anyway. So
All right, so moving on to his middle life, he hunted a bit growing up, but in his hunting career, if you want to call it a career, it really took off in 1884 when both his wife and his mother died on the same day.
1884.
It's a bad day.
So wait,
Well,
hold
now
on.
I'm wondering, what does that have to do with his hunting career that his wife and his
Well,
Mom
this is
died.
when his hunting career really
It
took
killed
off.
him. It killed him. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go hunting one last time. They're like, we're done. We're done. I mean, how many wives can relate to
A
that?
man goes back to information for nature. Or sorry, flip that around. A man goes back to nature for information. He went to seek solitude because he was in a shitty place.
Yeah, but if he went hunting one more time, his wife and kid were gonna die from it. Maybe he was an okay hunter and he couldn't bring back any freaking meat,
That's his wife killed herself.
or he sucked at cooking. They died of like E. coli or something. So, wait, so they both died the same day?
Yeah, same exact day. And I think it was Valentine's Day, if that helps. Which
Oh my
probably does.
god, this is why this is interesting. So like, hearing things from this long ago, shit was real bad
Oh yeah.
all the time. Like kids used to get hit in the street by cars because they didn't know what cars were yet. Like no one really understood that
You
cars
get
would
a
be
bad
going that
fever
fast.
and you just die.
Yeah, you just die. But like the car thing is interesting. You know, they honestly had no concept at all. People just flip over. They called it turn turtle. Like, oh, another one, turn turtle, guys, because they didn't understand like centrifugal force that you had to slow down to take a turn. So they would just roll their freaking cars all the time. They didn't know what
That's terrible.
intersections were. Like they would just blow through it like a pile of kids. And like if you look at like death certificates or like obituaries from this era,
Just said
it's just
another one.
people died in
Just
streets.
said another one bites the dust.
Really, this is crazy. But no, like so then.
So did it say that was the start of his hunting career?
So like
right.
he started hunting like more like birds, and then that was the start of like the big game era for him.
Gotcha.
All right, I got the next one, Jake.
Gotcha.
I'm cutting some out of it. It's too revealing.
Okay.
So he was on hold. Everything he was doing was on hold for the next 2 years, where he traveled to the Dakotas, where he owned 2 ranches, the Elkhorn Ranch and the Maltese Cross, where he rode all throughout the area driving cattle and hunting big game. So he had quite the recovery after he lost those 2 people.
So he cashed in on the insurance money.
Bought some ranches.
Parents must have died somewhere there. He probably got their money too. And he's like, I'm out.
Let's go.
I need to
kill
get
some
away. I
business.
need to get into the wilderness and stop thinking about
Let's go
work.
shoot a quail. I'm psyched.
Let's go shoot a quail. I'm psyched. So, but he was in New York. I'm assuming for
Yep.
how you guys know, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, he's moved to the country. I could see you want to get away from anything and everything would remind you of the people that you love that just
And if you
perished.
have the means to do it, right, you just remove yourself, go to an area with very few people.
Do we know
He started
how
out with a small
died?
loan from $1 million from his dad and bought 2 ranches. No, I'm just
all
kidding.
along? Okay. Sounds like someone else we know in the political landscape. It's got a small loan for my dad. No big deal. We're not going to get political on this podcast. Unless we
Wait,
just
wait,
call it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
All right. I at this point, guys, I have no idea. I'm not sure. We have like a number of people listening on TikTok and on like our live outlets here. So if
Do
anyone,
people have guesses?
I don't see any guesses coming through yet. So far, you guys have us completely pegged. Like we have no clue.
All right, we'll
And
continue.
I don't want to take
So
wild guesses. I'd like to make an informed guess, like they call that an educated guess.
you just don't have the information you need to guess yet. So during his time in the Dakotas, he witnessed most of the big game species and natural resources being completely wiped out. So one tragedy to the next.
So, jeez, a lot of death. Everything's dying. This guy needs to like stop existing because he's going to keep causing more death. So like you got to imagine seeing things like that get decimated. It might make you want to do something about it. So I'm assuming there's a reason we're talking about this character.
Maybe a conservation-minded fellow.
Yeah. Hey, look at that buffalo. Oh God, it died. Hey, look at that elk. Oh shit, it's falling down the mountain. Hey, look at that bear. Oh Jesus, it's on fire.
I'm so happy that came out. I was waiting for it. There it is.
Do you know why these bears are dying, sir? I don't know. Every time I come out here, the animals just die. I'm not sure. He's not an OKS hunter anymore. Now he just is death.
He just notices it. Oh yeah.
He's the Reaper.
He's the reaper. Yeah, he invented
Death
reaping.
follows him everywhere it goes.
There we go.
He invented turkey reaping.
You just see a
Raped
path.
his wife, raped his mom, raped some
Reaped.
turkeys.
Reaped. Just be very
Reaped,
clear on
yes.
the word we're using here.
Yeah, sorry.
What weapons was he hunting with? Do we know?
Nothing. We don't know so far.
Yeah.
So he was death. He was just death incarnate.
That's right. Just his presence was a weapon.
Sir,
correct.
stop using deadly force. I swear to God, I'm not doing anything.
He used his asthma to his advantage. The animals would come closer to investigate the wheezing, and he would shoot them.
It's just like a call, right? It's like, wow, you sound like
He
an elk.
invented the snort wheeze.
Oh my God.
It's actually him. Sorry. If you have asthma, I apologize.
I have asthma. I'm not taking
we're
offense.
Trying,
It's okay.
We're just trying to put the
okay.
pieces together here.
That's one hell of a snort wheeze. It's natural.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
awesome.
keep going, Jake. Give him some more.
That's
Where are we at?
That's
So
okay.
in
I was
go
thinking
ahead.
Oh, do we see a guess? Roosevelt?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Is it Theodore Roosevelt? I'll take what's it? Theodore Roosevelt for 10, please. Or was that game? That game show?
Jeopardy?
Yeah, that's the one.
Jeopardy.
Conservation for 10. What's the guy's name? Alex Trebek?
Trebek.
Yeah. Suck it, Trebek. All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry. This is what I was gonna hope to have happen, guys. And I only have like a quarter of a scotch so far, or a bourbon.
It's only going to get better.
Yeah.
There's
that's
more.
it.
Oh, just chewing on it. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So in 1886, he invited people of influence over for dinner. People like scientists, politicians, industrial workers, and just a wide variety of people. But they all had one thing in common. They liked to hunt and they wanted to reserve the wildlife. And shortly after, they founded something. Do you all think you can guess what they founded?
Was it the Theodore Roosevelt Act, or was it the Pittman Robertson Act?
Can't be
Neither.
Theodore Roosevelt. Act.
You know, I think they're trying to do away with that. So we didn't
Yeah,
go with
I
it.
know. So I thought maybe
We're,
that'd be
we're just trying to be ahead of the time, you know. So once they wipe it out completely, you know, it ain't on any of y'all's podcast at least.
yeah, maybe that's a. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So so a bunch of hunting. So this guy's influential enough that he's getting people to come to his house. You know,
Mhm.
it isn't creepy at all. Hey, you want to come over to my house? I kill animals everywhere I go. But we should protect them.
People wanted to know.
Did you choke too?
Sorry. People want to know how he did it, right?
Yeah, maybe that's
He's like
why.
the first podcast.
I will teach
Come
you
on
everything
over.
I know.
I'll show you how to just murder all these animals and reap them.
And then, so they wanted to preserve the wild spaces, places, and animals. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mhm.
National Park System.
He founded a club. If that gives you any more
Ooh.
insight.
Oh, is it one of the? Is it
Sierra?
Boone and Crockett? Which one was first?
It is the Boone and Crockett.
The chicken or the egg?
Oh, is it Boone or Crockett? Are those two people? I never even thought of that.
Daniel
I've
Boone
heard
and
of
Davy
the
Crockett.
Spoon and Crockpot Club, but that's not us. Someone else came to that
Spoon
idea
and
before we
Crockpot.
did.
Spoon and crock pot. I need a t-shirt like that.
It exists. You just can't get it on our website.
So you did confirm this was the beginning of Boone and Crockett.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened. What year did that get founded?
Oh, like 1886 or 7, I think.
Man, that's a
I'm
long
not sure.
time ago.
Seriously.
And why am I struggling to think of the other one? There's the bow one, there's the
Pope and
gun
Young.
one, Pope and Young.
Young. Yep. It was founded in 1887. Boone and Crockett.
And Boone and Crockett's with a gun, not a bow, right? Because
I think it's either.
Yeah, they get higher for a rifle, so the standards are lower for a bow. I think it's 170 net for all time.
but not to be confused with the My brain is just mush.
Yeah, so there is Boone and Crockett for archery.
Pope and Young is specifically
Pope and Young
Archery.
specifically archery. Yep.
okay. So then Boone and Crockett has been around for a long time. And okay, well, I'll let you guys keep going because I obviously have questions here, but I'm going to continue to make some fun of this.
So they all tried to spread the word about trying to increase wildlife habitat. You fast forward to 1901, President William McKinley was assassinated. So this person became the 26th president.
Well, this is a shit lesson in history because I don't know our president. Did you say 26th president?
26th.
I'm going to just
He's
phone a
gonna
friend
cheat.
here.
He's just
Yeah.
gonna cheat.
No Google. No Google.
Okay.
You already did. You
It
son,
happened quick.
you son of a bitch.
It may have been one of the guesses I've seen on the screen, which, anyone listening to this in podcast line has no clue what people are guessing on the screen. But we are seeing some Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett. Is that real?
Yeah, those were the gurus that they named the club after.
After, but
Okay.
not founding fathers.
So someone on TikTok guessed that, and looks like they were right. Someone did guess Jim Colbert. I don't know who that is.
I know Jim
But
Carrey.
I
So-
would say it's one of these. I thought, I already guessed the name inside of the organization itself. So how did he get involved? How did it go from? So by the way, So is it the person we have not guessed yet? Is it the person that was born in 1888? Wait, what?
1858.
1858?
Yes, he was one of the founders of the Boone and Crockett Club, the person that we're talking about,
And then became the 26th president.
and then
Yep.
became the 26th president.
He had a rough upbringing, kind of. I mean, he had money,
And
but
also he had asthma.
In case you're wondering.
And polio.
they probably didn't have albuterol back then. That was probably pretty hard to deal with, honestly.
Can you spell it?
Albuterol? No.
No, me neither.
It sounds like Ben. What's that guy? Ben Stein. Albuterol. No, I can't do it. All right. If you guys want to let the cat out of the bag, you can, unless there's more fodder you want to.
So I'm going to give you one more fact and see if you guys can get it here. I'm sure you'll be able to. So over the course of his first term, he established the National Park System, which I saw that in the comments a lot earlier. The National Wildlife Refuge System, which was 230 million acres, all open to public land.
And back then, was it all open to hunting and recreation, or do you know if it was split or not? And if you don't have the answer, it's okay.
I don't know if it was split. I hope not, just for people that hunt.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, it's a different world back then. Like hunting must have been looked at as not as barbaric as people seem to think it is these days.
Well,
it was
I
probably
don't
just a way of
think
life.
recreation was quite the same back then. Like,
Yeah,
people weren't
right.
Going
It's
into the
flopped.
woods to recreate. Like that
Right.
was like
I'm gonna
Just
go watch some
Walking
birds.
around.
Document them in this book for bird
let's
watching.
go canoe around a lake.
Yeah, just because it's like, yeah, we did that yesterday to get here.
That's
Like,
how we
I'm not getting in the canoe again, Tom.
That's how we catch dinner.
Like the paddle over your.
you idiot.
Yeah. The only recreation around here is the stuff that grows over there.
South pasture.
The South Pasture.
Well,
Yeah.
they did a pretty nice job describing that up.
Yeah, you guys did do a good job with that. Well
You
done.
guys got it yet?
Yeah, I mean, I googled it, but Derek didn't. What do you think, Derek?
I think it's Teddy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that was my first guess
That's not
back.
right.
I needed some confirmation. Yeah, he's one of my favorite presidents for what he did for public lands in the United States.
That's right. So
That is-
cat's out the bag. We got Teddy.
So, can you talk about what the Theodore Roosevelt is? It
Boy,
is it
crap.
the? Oh God, you're having a hard time. Derek
Oh
was
my
just in like
God.
a swamp before he got here.
I'm dying.
He's having a hard time.
Hamstring cramp.
This is
Oh my
happening. This is
God.
happening live. We're not going to edit this out. He's really struggling over here. Let me just put on podcast view and just so I can show everyone what Derek's dealing with. I'm sorry. This is what's happening.
Stretch it out.
Grab the pickle juice.
Grab the pickle juice.
Seriously, pickle juice.
Yeah, I hope you're going to make it, buddy.
Ooh.
Can't give you much sympathy right now. So it was
Drink another. You'll be all right.
it was the national park system that he got going, and then also the Theodore Roosevelt Act. Is that correct? Right? Like that's his name.
Was there an act named after him? I don't.
Am I just being an idiot here? I thought there was like a thing.
I don't
see.
think there's an act after him, but we can call it what you want it. I mean, this is your podcast. You can say anything.
No,
There
no,
can be an act.
we do not
Hey,
have
just
fact
whatever you
checking.
want, buddy.
Like this
Yeah.
is not a place to get real good information. I'm telling you right now.
I thought Facebook would do that for you.
Maybe I was thinking of the Pittman Robertson Act.
I think you are.
Yeah, I'm just getting my hairs crossed.
Well, there's tons of different conservation acts, but I don't know. I think he just enforced and put in place all the
We need to protect
refuges
these wild
and
places.
national parks, and he just
Mhm.
made it happen.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we
you're
got
right.
the National Monuments Act. That's one of them.
I'm curious, in your research, at what age did he remarry? Was it before his presidency? I would imagine.
I think it was because so from what I
Yes.
remember, I don't know if this is right or not, but I think from what I remember is so his first wife died the same day his mother did on Valentine's Day, right? So he went to the Dakotas to go travel, right? And
Yep.
while he was doing that, I think he found another lady friend at which he remarried. So
Gotcha.
Damn.
I think that was like 4 years later he remarried, something like that.
something
Was
like
it-
that, yeah.
It's a few years down the road. Yeah,
I mean, life's short back then. You got to move quick.
that's right. He only had a few years left.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
he got 4 good years of hunting in. It's like, all right, time to settle down.
yeah.
Time's good.
I'm good now, honey. We're good. Yeah, after becoming the president in 1901, he used his authority to protect wildlife and public lands, establishing 150 national forests, 51 federal bird reserves. So he was into bird watching, maybe. I don't know. See that bird over there? Do you know what kind that is? Yeah, me neither. But let's figure it out. Let's
Yeah.
conserve this land.
Preserved. Preserved.
We're gonna figure that one out. 4 national game preserves, so presumably like hunting stuff. 5 national parks and 18 national monuments by enabling the 1906 American. Oh, and then I got cut off. American. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. The 1906 American Antiquities Act. What the f is that?
Antiquities or
Ant-
antiquities?
Well, I don't know. I'm not like good with grammar and English here, but it
Is he
says
preserving antiques?
Antiquities Act of 1906.
Got to keep that stuff. You know, those are
Antique-
relics.
Antiquities? No, I don't know. Was the first law to establish that archaeological sites on public lands are important public resources. It obligated federal agencies that manage public lands to preserve for present and future generations the historic, scientific, and commemorative and cultural. There's a lot of ands here. Cultural values of archaeological and historical sites.
He did a
Structure-
lot.
Holy shit! I have to say "and" one more time. Yeah, so it did a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
Look at what he accomplished as a president.
Yeah, and he has asthma. Like he lost his wife and daughter. Like if I lost my wife and daughter, I would just go with them and be like, I'm done with life now. I don't. First of all, I couldn't live without my wife. I'd be stuck with my 2 boys. And if my daughter went with my wife, which would be terribly sad, I would be a wreck. What the hell? How would I
That's
do
almost like that other podcast link you sent us about the adoption agency and how the mother kept bringing their child in and out. You know, you got ideas.
Yeah. By the way, so everybody listening, what I'm attempting to do here, what we're all attempting
He's
to do
going to
is
start an adoption podcast.
what do they say on that one? They said like here at Stereotype Orphanage, we serve up tears and sorrow, or just like weird the dollop podcast. And it was an episode about Tom Monahan. And if you don't know who that is, go listen to that episode. You'll figure it out. It's pretty terribly great. That guy had a rough
That's good.
life too. His
You
dad
gotta
died.
tell the story about the bear hunt, Jake.
You got a
Oh
bear?
yeah. No, I didn't go on a bear hunt, but
You
Teddy
were you
did.
with Teddy Roosevelt, and then he just the bear just died.
No, he was with
Yeah.
Tom Monahan and he killed one with a cleaver.
So like, okay. So the story goes is like, so he was in presidency and he went to Mississippi to, I guess, put peace to like a border dispute between Mississippi and Louisiana, right? And while he was down there, he went on a bear hunt, and of course he was the president, and being in that type of terrain, I guess it was rugged and stuff. There's a whole bunch of briars, a whole bunch of swamps and all that stuff. I don't know if they got gators down there or what, but they basically told them like, hey, you need to stay at camp and we'll go basically like run down a bear, exhaust it, tie it to a tree for you to shoot, right? And apparently he was like, no, because that was his little motto, right? Like he had asthma and he tried to like overcome everything. So he's basically the ancient Cam Hanes. And like against his wishes, they went and did that, tied it to a tree. He went there, and long story short, he just didn't shoot it. And little fun fact, that's how the teddy bear came into play, like the actual teddy bear that you give your daughter and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I just thought like Ted, like Theodore, Teddy Rose. Like, wow.
Teddy
I
bear.
never
Yeah.
would have thought that it literally came from something like this.
Yeah. So like apparently back then, the way it was what do they call that? I don't want to say like the high fence campaign or whatever, but like that sort of hunting where there was no like fair chase ethics to it. Like they just went and shot everything in the easiest method possible, right? That was like
Commercial
very
hunting.
big. Yeah, commercial hunting. There we
It's
go.
too hard. Go tie that thing to the tree.
No, literally. And so
I'll be
that's
down there to
where-
shoot it in a minute.
Bullets are
He
too
better get that
expensive.
freaking bear. He doesn't need to work for it.
I
You're
see
probably
Huntworks was
freaking
in
out,
the
but
chat real
try
quick, and I
freaking
bet she's
out
gonna
on
make a TikTok about that. But yeah, that's what they did, and he was like the first person to basically say like, no, I'm not going to do that, and that was the kind of the movement for the fair chase model.
Hell yeah.
And
What's the president to say that?
That's
Like,
awesome.
well, if he's not going to do it, you guys, he's the leader. We have to do what the
I
leader
told
says.
you that was a stupid idea.
Yeah, why'd you tie the bear to the
Yeah.
tree?
Real
Freaking
dumb
slaps
idea.
on the back of the head.
Who did that?
Like the Three
Fire,
Stooges.
Jim.
yeah, so that caught, I guess, wind, and the media blew up about it, or however they did
In a
it with the
good
horse
way,
and
you
buggy
think?
back then.
Yeah.
Do what?
Well, when you say the media blew up about it, like what were you seeing in your research?
So there was a I guess a cartoonist that drew like a little skit. I have it on the TikTok or the picture. I guess I could send you all. But basically just like a little cartoon skit of him like denying to shoot the bear or whatever, and that's what kind of caught wind in the newspaper, I guess. Excuse me. And I guess it sparked interest in some people that owned a shop, and they invented the teddy bear, and I guess became millionaires after that. So
Dude, you guys,
Good on them.
check this out. So I'm going to share my screen. I found it because it wasn't too hard. Theodore Roosevelt bear cartoon. You're right. Here it is. How do I make this bigger? Do you guys see this?
Not yet.
Oh, did I not do it right? Hold on.
it might just be my Wi-Fi too.
Oh,
Because
no,
like
I
said,
did it-
I live
I
in
did it
BFE.
I half-assed it. I have to like tell it to then share the screen, so we can now see this. I believe
Yep, that's the
everyone
one.
can see this. No, I will not shoot that teddy bear. Like drawing the line in Mississippi, straight up. Like, oh, this is not ethical. Holy shit!
What, you think
What
I came on here and
about-
lied to you?
Well, no, but I never seen this. This is like super.
Fact
There's
checker.
more.
Fact
There's more to go or not to go.
Dude, that's a kick-ass drawing.
This is nuts.
Teddy bear.
There's so many of them. Well, there's like a bunch of them.
I really had no idea that that's where the moniker teddy bear came from. So I'm glad you guys pointed that out.
Here we go. Look at this.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is.
Teddy bear history. How President Roosevelt inspired the classic
Basically,
toy.
2% of every teddy bear sale should go to conservation. So if,
That's
even
right.
if they do
Yeah.
away with the Pittman-Robertson Act, we can
Pittman
just
Act.
boom.
Swing that tax
Yeah,
back over.
exactly.
How
Build
many?
a bear? Come on,
Hey,
let's
Build a
go,
Bear.
Yeah, what the
guys.
hell, Bill the Bear?
How many? think
The
lost
National
their
Park, it should be called.
consider the political landscape these days and how everything is just wrought with opinions. You got to think back when that was going on. That was ludicrous. Right, there must have just people and just
To not
losing their
kill it.
people must have been losing their freaking minds about it. Who is
So-
this guy? Why would he do that? Why would he
Put
care?
yourself in that situation. Would you have shot it? Because I probably would have. Like I'm weak, right?
I mean, I'm a
Like,
gentleman. I
you
would
know,
go ahead and do it. You're
exactly.
rude.
Well, I get the ethics of it. I don't know that honestly. I would have felt bad too. But then you have like the social pressure, and you're the president,
And they take you out. on
and they
this
take
hunt,
you out,
right?
and you're
They
like,
gift
oh,
you this
am I going to
hunt.
be disrespectful to these guys and not shoot this thing?
Yeah.
So I
Hell
bet
yeah,
you it
you
probably
are.
pissed some people off. They're probably like, what the.
He's
What do you
like,
mean you're
I'm
not going to shoot it? We lost George trying to get this thing for you. We already shot it like 4 times. Like, there's like some dead guy back there. Like,
Well, the real story is it was too small. He was like, "Go get me a bigger one." They're like, "No, we already lost George. Just shoot this one."
holy hell, this is nuts.
That's pretty cool.
Just different times, you know. I find it all very fascinating. This is a fun episode.
There's
You
more.
guys ever see that? Well,
Oh, okay. Well, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Okay, so this is an
Dig
interesting one. So in 1912, during the presidential campaign, he was the target of an attempted assassination.
I thought
so a guy
JFK
named-
was only the one to do that, but it's whatever.
I know. So John Schrank shot him in prior to his speech that he was going to deliver in Milwaukee, and
Wait, he actually got shot and did this assassination. It didn't happen in Milwaukee. It was prior to.
right.
Imagine if that happened today, though, right? Like all the non-hunters would be like, "See, how does it feel to get shot by a gun?" It's just like, well, he lived through it, so it must not be that bad.
Yeah. So it said Roosevelt's spectacle case and his folded speech in his vest pocket deflected the bullet and probably saved his life. And in spite of the bullet being in his chest, he finished the speech and was recovered in 2 weeks.
Wow.
They just made him different. They're
Must
built
have-
different back then.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
a
like the
man.
cars
That's a
too.
man.
That flipped
That ain't
over
no
all the
joke.
time. Sorry guys, I gotta just finish this. Derek's over here like suffering with his, cramp in his leg. And Theodore Roosevelt gets shot in the chest, and he's like, "Say it with your chest."
You want me to speak up a little louder?
What happened to his voice, Dad? I don't know. Something happened here. I think.
Just one lung's deflated.
Did anybody
He's
hear a
fine.
gunshot? Did you guys hear that? What was that?
Why we have two lungs?
Oh, that was just a muffler. That was an exhaust.
He's bleeding.
That was Mom's car. Moms didn't have cars back then. They were in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
I mean, you're not wrong though, but
I'm not wrong. I'm not being mean.
Sandwiches are not making themselves.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, he is wrong.
I don't know about you all,
Derek's
but
like-
we have like a 3% female like analytic that watches our TikTok, so y'all should
We're
be
good.
fine too, right?
Yeah, no, honestly, but it's interesting. My wife's like, it's interesting that our youth these days, most moms aren't present because they're all working because of equal rights and women's suffrage, and maybe, just maybe, we didn't need to be completely equal. She's like, I don't mind being in the kitchen. I like raising the kids. I think that's good for everything. So I'm not, trying to be an asshole or
Both of our wives.
what's the word I'm looking
choose
for
to do
here?
that.
Chauvinist? Is that the word?
Hell, at this point, put me in the
Chauvinist.
kitchen. You know,
I'd love to
I
be a
don't,
stay.
I don't care.
Dude, I used to be in the kitchen all the time, and now my wife won't let me cook. I'm like, if I just,
Oh.
she's like, I can't believe that's what you're making. I'm like, what? What's wrong with this? And it's like, venison chili or something like that, and I'm just throwing shit in. I don't even know what I'm doing,
That's the best part.
but that's how it tastes good.
That's the
I'm
best part.
putting some malort in the.
Nope. I thought you said tastes good.
Well, when you cook it down, it's pretty great.
Bullshit. Call it bullshit.
Did you? I titled our email last week. Tastes like maggots embedded in wood was
or
charred.
something.
We had a 40% open rate on last week's email. I'm just gonna say it's because of the title, Derek, and it was a direct quote from you.
It
So,
was. I'm glad I can bring people into your email blast.
did you guys hear our episode last week? At least the first 15 minutes.
No.
No, what was it?
Cricket.
We were
I gotta do a
preparing for
cricket
this one.
Yeah, it was. We just drank like Malort for the first. We all took a shot of Malort, and it was
Is that
terrible.
liquor or
It's a liqueur.
liqueur? Oh,
Malted liquor.
It's I think it's just made out of like wormwood. It's disgusting,
It's
and it's got like a lingering thing that happens for like 15
you
minutes.
can't get rid of the
is it
taste.
worse than Maker's
You
Mark?
drink-
Because I think Maker's
Oh,
Mark
dude,
is
It's
awful.
not even
No,
comparable.
no, you could drink anything. You
Like,
could.
if you put worms, wood chips, and dirt in Maker's Mark, and then let it sit for a year in the sun,
It still wouldn't
you
taste
get
okay, yeah, okay.
close.
That's very descriptive.
It was memorable.
Pretty bad.
Well, I got another.
I bet you could drink it like no problem, and he'd probably grow a couple more chest hairs.
That's actually what he brushes teeth with.
Yeah, I brush my teeth with this shit. Jepson the third, Malort.
I got another funny one that pertains to hunting. If you guys are up for it.
Yeah, of course.
So in 1914, Roosevelt and Kermit, I believe that's his son, right, Jake?
I didn't look
No?
that far. Hermit
Okay.
the Frog?
No, Kermit. I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. So they took a part
Can't do it.
in an explore.
Teddy bears. He's making a big impact on kids here.
That's right.
This is a kid show.
They took an exploratory mission into the interior of Brazil and explored an uncharted river. But while in Brazil, Teddy Roosevelt contracted jungle fever, injured his leg, and lost 60 pounds during this ordeal.
This is before or after the gunshot.
This is after 2 years
Wait,
later.
seriously?
Guy's a glutton.
So he has asthma, leg injury, and then a gunshot wound.
You guys want to see this new diet I'm trying? You got to go to this fucking jungle first. You won't believe it, man.
You just gotta get jungle
Is
fever.
that
You
the
lose
thought-
60.
Yeah. You want to lose 60 pounds overnight? I
What
got
did
you.
traveling to Brazil look like?
Terrible. You know how many
1906 or
mosquitoes there must have been?
1912?
I'm surprised
How
they
do
didn't
you
die
even
like West Nile.
Ship down there? You just ride a ship for 4 months? down Brazil. You could die from that.
It's like the Oregon Trail. Grandma
Yeah.
died, and we didn't even start the
You
trip
got
yet.
disappeared again. Who broke him this?
Everything must have been like the Oregon Trail back then.
It was. That's why they called it.
The fact that he lived is impressive, actually. Like, I'm not sure. Like, so what was his cause of death? Do we know? I'm someone knows. Of course, they know. But
We're getting
not a
really
historian.
close to that one.
Okay,
So I got one more bullet point, then we can talk about his death. So
bullet point. I see what you did.
that's right.
He came prepared.
I got one
Yeah,
more.
I like that.
literal
I got one more jungle fever point, and then we can move on. In 1918, he underwent an operation to remove abscesses in his thigh and ears, and as a result, he lost hearing in his left ear. And so, since all this was happening, he decided to reveal that he had been blind in his left eye since 1905, and he lost the sight in his eye while boxing in a military aid in the White House.
Strange turn event, guys. I've been blind the whole time. I also know how to read Braille.
Gotcha.
I can't see shit. I have no perception. I crash.
He didn't even know he lost 60 pounds.
From the left. I won't see you or hear you.
Oh God! What the flip,
savage.
man?
Dude,
Surprise!
the next time we're gonna bitch about anything, I'm gonna be like, oh,
Theodore Roosevelt, man.
Teddy. That guy was amazing.
And he lost it in a boxing. So someone
At the White
clobbered the
House.
shit out of
He's
him.
like, oh, come to the White House visit? Want to beat the shit out of me?
I am death. I am death.
He actually beat the other guy though.
If anybody, don't bring your dog. Your dog's gonna die. I kill animals. It's really. I can't be around them. They'll die. Just please protect the land. Keep me off it. We're good. By the way, I can't see shit on my left eye.
Apparently, he was a martial artist. Like he trained judo and boxing and a bunch of that kind of stuff. I learned that when researching on him. So he must have been a kind of a baddie.
So- My next autobiography that I'm gonna read, or is it autobiography or biography? I don't know the difference.
Autobiographies.
Is
Yeah,
it
if you
when
wrote
they
about
wrote it
yourself.
about themselves?
Yep.
He didn't do that, did he?
No.
Yeah, he's no Marcus
So much
Aurelius.
Marcus
Uh, But if there's a biography on him, I'm probably gonna go check that out.
You just got to read it in Braille.
We just got a biography, bro.
I gotta read it in Braille.
You wrote it in Braille.
It's like that. What's that movie with what's that movie? Denzel Washington where he's blind.
Oh, the
And at the-
no,
Not the
I know what you're
Equalizer.
talking
The Book
No,
of Eli, right?
The Book of Eli. Yeah, and the
Book of
surprise at the end, he's like, "I'm blind."
but you didn't know this little known fact. In the Equalizer, he was blind in his left eye and he couldn't hear.
I wonder if he likes Theodore Roosevelt.
Let's try to get.
But just a bunch of inspiration for him. Was Denzel also a boxer in a movie that we don't know about, or a president? I mean, let's just
He was a
see
lot
what
of
he's doing with his career here. I bet you he's just mimicking Theodore Roosevelt's life. Did Theodore Roosevelt also chew gum a lot?
He might have. All right, Jake.
Oh, guys,
You got to wrap it up
Quite
with the death.
thank you.
With the death?
With the death.
I don't have the death. I think that's you.
All right, fine. I got it.
Oh, shit. Someone has it.
So Teddy died
Cliffhanger.
from a blood clot that lodged in his heart, and as he requested, previous to death, he was buried in Oyster Bay without any fanfare or any eulogy. So
No eulogy as a president or a former. What, did he die as a president? No.
no, he did not.
No, he was campaigning, and then I think he just got shot out, literally.
Blood clot in his leg. You said.
No, in his heart.
Why did I think leg? What's wrong with me? Did I have a blood clot in my leg? Probably.
Yep.
Dang.
How do you get a blood clot in your freaking heart? It's a bad place for a blood clot of all places. Hey, it's my heart.
One of the worst.
Sorry, can't survive that one. Can you, Teddy?
No fanfare, no eulogy. Just lay me to rest.
No ego at all.
Nope.
Just
I'm done. Stop honor. I'm done. Move
wow.
on.
What do you guys think of that?
It's kind of sad. Kind of anticlimactic. I wanted him to go out in like a UFC fight, like no holds barred or something.
It's like a rhino in Africa.
I'm surprised he didn't.
He's like laying
So,
down
wait,
Joe
so-
Rogan, shoving a mic in his face. Like, how do you feel?
Do you think? I wonder if he was a lefty or righty with how he shot, because with that left eye out, he had to been right eye dominant. So is he shooting like
Definitely shooting right-handed.
you'd think? You've been
Has to.
screwed if he was
He's
left.
blind lefty.
I got a buddy that shoots left-handed, but he can shoot right-handed just as good because
Is
he's.
your buddy me?
Are you? I don't know. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy's Greg that I'm thinking of. He's a
Not
marine.
this-
He's a marine. He's a ridiculous.
He's way
horse.
better than me.
He's a machine gunner. He can shoot the shit out of anything.
As long as he doesn't have a cramp.
He's
in
like,
his
let me
leg.
try shooting. I'm like, Greg, aren't you lefty? He goes, well, I can shoot righty. Okay. does fine.
No problem.
A-hole. He doesn't listen to the podcast anymore. Don't worry about it.
Did you guys know much about President Roosevelt before you did this?
Not
Jake,
a
you
lot.
kind of did. You did a little bit about for some TikTok videos, but
Yeah.
I knew nothing.
I did a quote from him on our TikTok the other day. I'm pretty sure it was Theodore Roosevelt.
Pretty sure that's the guy.
I'm pretty sure that was the one I picked. But it was like, that was the quote. I'm just really out of it today, guys. I went for a run this morning, and I don't do that.
You
There's
don't
a
have
problem.
asthma, so
Just
what's your
yeah,
excuse?
it almost killed me, honestly. No, what it was about, like, just if you're not working to protect hunting, you're working to destroy it, I believe is what the quote was, and I'm pretty sure it's from Theodore Roosevelt, because it's showing up in my search history that's what I was looking for. Yeah, but he said the farther one gets into the wilderness, the greater the attraction of its lonely freedom. The greater is the attraction of its lonely freedom. I wonder if that happened after his wife and daughter died. That quote was stated.
I would
Sounds
imagine.
pretty appropriate.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
freaking dense quote. The farther one gets into the wilderness, the greater is the attraction of its lonely freedom.
But that's what he did. I mean, you go to the Dakotas now, and it's, there's not many people there. It's pretty barren. But you go there in 1880, whatever it was, it had to be, about as lonely as you could possibly get. Just you and the tumbleweeds rolling by.
It's crazy. Maybe it wasn't Theodore Roosevelt that I was quoting. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'm looking at my old computer. I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. But what a fun thing. So how many TikToks are you guys going to get from this research?
I don't know. We can do quite a few now.
You could have your like followers try to guess who this was, and you share these random ass facts that we've talked about, and they'll like have no freaking clue. You just get like tons of guesses. It'll be like Joe Rogan, or whatever.
Really nice job on the research, though. You
Yeah,
guys did good.
impressive.
I think we
That
had
was
you guys
awesome.
in the first half, but you guys rallied strong.
The back nine just screwed us, but it's fine.
But it was one of those things
It's
where
always the back
It
nine,
is.
too
It
many
is
years.
though.
at some point I figured we were going to cross the threshold where there's only so many historical figures that hunters are going to care about.
Well, we were looking
And,
at like Saxton Pope, and we're like, man, how are we gonna like say Saxton and people not know who that is? Like, it's tough.
Or Fred Bear, right? Like, yeah. But Theodore Roosevelt was a good choice. What do you got?
See who guessed it first?
Was Tom DeCray?
Gentlemen, yeah. Send you your turkey.
So Tom DeCray is a super fan officially, and
Woo!
I'm not. I don't know how to articulate this because I'm not sure he's still listening, but I know he'll listen at some point. He did something similar for Go Wild.
Cool.
So we're now, maybe I just look at it under the context of we're now on the level of Go Wild in terms of Tom DeCray. But we met him at the trade show in March. He's awesome. He brought his 2 sons with him. But he made and sent us, I just got it in the mail this week, by the way, a slate turkey call that has our logo like etched into it. Here, I'm trying to think which camera I got to look at here, but our logo is
that's badass.
upside down, right side up, like, and actually it works.
It
Other
really works.
I can't
You gotta
hear.
do the other side.
No, wait, what?
Yeah.
It works on both sides.
That's
Hey,
Well, that's kind of weird.
two-sider. They're coming in.
Anyway, I don't know how to do turkey
getting
calls.
me
Is that
fired
great?
up. You got to quit.
But it looks cool and it's awesome. And he like wrote a note and everything. Like, who the hell? What? We are not worthy.
That's like curly maple too. That's
It's
really
very nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I won't tell him that my 10-month-old got a hold of that and bashed on some stuff. But it's so great. It's very durable.
I tested it.
My 10-month-old
So
Tesla
did
is very
you.
durable. Ah, boy. So where do people find your podcast? What do you guys normally talk about? This is a very different episode for us and for you guys. So thanks for being troopers and trying to explore some new way of doing something. I thought it was fun, for the record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we had fun too. We usually talk about hunting tips and tactics, mostly whitetail on our podcast. So this was really different for us. But places to find us is Hunter's Advantage Podcast on all platforms, Instagram, Hunter's Advantage on YouTube, and then Hunter's Advantage Podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. we're on them all, and on TikTok, Hunters Advantage TikTok as well. So,
And what type of content, like what type of whitetail content are you guys putting out? Because like your YouTube, how many people do you have on YouTube? Quite a few, if I'm not mistaken.
we're fixing to get to 5K on YouTube subs. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Not nothing. That's
great.
a big deal. And what are you guys putting out on YouTube for content? That's hard. That's a hard game to play.
yeah, no, it really is. We do some podcast interviews on YouTube, and then we'll do just different tips and tactic videos. We'll do our hunts, put our hunts on YouTube as well. Just all of it, really, just documenting the process, scouting videos, fun challenges, all kinds of stuff. So just long form of TikTok. That's kind of what we're doing on YouTube.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you guys had was it the Prince of Poachers on recently?
We did, yes.
Yeah.
Old Charlie.
How long was that episode?
Almost 2 hours. Yeah.
The video was 2 hours. He probably stayed there for about 4 hours, though. That man could
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, did he come? How did you guys meet up with him? Are you guys like local to him or something?
He actually lives probably 2 hours from where I live. I live in Georgetown, Texas, and he's a couple hours more towards Dallas. But no, when I first started the podcast on episode 29, I mean, had basically nobody listening, and I found him on Instagram, and he was like, "I'm going to send you a book," and I read his book, and I was like, "Well, nobody's listening. I'm just going to get him on the podcast and talk to him." And then if you listen to any of his podcasts, he's just such a descriptive storyteller. We don't agree with any of the acts that he was doing on these places, but gosh,
But it's a different time.
It's very
Like,
different.
It was a very. Like, I've heard his story. I've contemplated bringing him on if he would be willing, but it's just so. It's such a taboo topic, but the era in which he was doing it's just so. Like, what types of things did you guys navigate and traverse in that conversation with him?
Well, it's hard for us to reconcile what he did, right? In the eyes of a 2022 hunting environment, it almost makes no sense. Like now, like you find a poacher and people like throw stones at him, right? But back then, it's just they kind of put it pretty simply. This just the way it was, and when you take it for what it is, it's like it was just a game. It's just the way it was, And they like to say that the wardens enjoyed chasing them too. I don't know how true that is, but
oh, they like to chase us. Oh, a good old cat and mouse game,
no, exactly, yeah.
Well, nowadays the wardens put out fucking like robotic decoys, so maybe it's just evolved, right? Like
right.
some engineer gets to make a deer that is what the hell am I trying to say?
Autonomous.
Thank you. Autonomic. What the fuck?
Don't hate the player.
Words are hard. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right, but I think there's just an evolution there. Anyway, I tuned into some of it. It's fascinating. It's a really fine line to navigate, to listen to in a 2022 world, like you're saying. I think it's I don't know. He did kill a lot of huge bucks, but he did it on like some ranch or something, right? Down in Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did it on the Kennedy Ranch, which is almost 500,000 acres. And there's another book, a guy named Pat Lane, who we also had on the podcast. He tells more of the South Texas hunting history in his book. But if you look at some of the ways that those ranches were obtained, and I don't know if that's hearsay or actually historical fact, how they kind of took a lot of that land from people, it kind of gets interesting. So whether that's just the way they found to justify it or not, I mean, they killed some really big deer off some very, very big places.
Yeah, the ethics come into question at a point where it's hard to even judge them anymore. But
yeah,
and that dude's not young, right? Like,
no, I mean,
you guys had him and he looked aged or seasoned.
Yeah, no, Charlie's got to be in his 60s. I mean, this was 30 years ago when he was doing this, 80s. So, yeah, no, it's been a while, very far removed from it. But gosh dang, if you listen to his stories, it kind of sounds like he did it yesterday, and it's pretty crazy.
He's a great storyteller.
He would have shot the bear.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he would have.
Right? No shame, I'm shooting that fucking bear.
He's done pretty well.
It's already got a couple bullets in it. It definitely killed George. Like, someone should probably kill it. Like, what the fuck did they do with that bear, by the way? Like, what happened to the bear?
I'm hoping Teddy just cut
Did
it
they
with his pocket
like,
knife.
who wants to get rid of this thing? You don't have like the dog catcher freaking pole, right? Back then, you're probably like, well, George is dead, so like, hey, Hank, you're gonna go freaking get that thing, right? And then you're gonna run like hell.
How did they get that sucker tied to the tree?
And how did they get rid of it? What did they do? Did they trank it? Trank comes back then? Did they have like one of those mouth tranks, like in the Aborigines? They just what are those things called?
Just cut the rope and let that sucker run with a 10-foot rope on it. But how do you tie that? How do you tie it up?
Wouldn't it just climb the tree? Like, I don't know. Bears climb trees. I want more information about exactly what went down with this, more than the cartoon is going to give me. If nothing else, the thing I'm most interested in is like I just can't get over what a hard stance that is. You have to have such a strong character to do something that goes against the grain of what everyone was expecting you to do, because it's not even that they were expecting to do it like it was. They didn't even think it was bad. Is the point? This is normal. We kill bears all the time. We've tied 6 to this tree this week. You know,
They're slaughtering hundreds of thousands of buffalo, and they just see a bear, and they're like, "Oh, this is no big deal. What are you getting all your pennies in a wad for?"
Yeah.
Right. That's the 6th bear we got. I don't know why 6, but
I wonder if I don't think they really did that. I think they did that because Mr. President's coming, and he's a president, so he's got to be a big softy. Probably not a good hunter, right? So like, let's make it easy for him. Would be my guess.
Although he did boxing, he's done marathons. What the hell he was doing back then? All these like hardcore events and such.
Yeah, but they might not know that. It's not like he's posting on TikTok.
Dude, if Roosevelt had a TikTok feed these days, it'd just say like pansies.
Nobody cares. Work harder. That's
Yeah, to campaigns, be like, keep hammering. He's like, I am the fucking hammer.
Didn't he have that big stick diplomacy? Was that him or was that another president?
That's right. Yeah,
What was it?
he just like tried to scare people. I mean, he took like
Yeah,
a whole
like-
fleet of like Navy ships and
Yes,
sailed them
that's what it
or
was.
took them around the world just to show people like he basically had the big D of the whole land.
Yeah, BDE. He was the first hashtag.
BDE.
Literally Googling big stick
BDE.
diplomacy. And there's another picture, you guys. I swear to God. All right, hold on. We're not done yet. I'm sorry. If you want to get out of this, you're kind of stuck here with me for a minute until I figure this out. Share screen. And if you're not watching live, you're missing out a little bit. If you want to know what goes on around here, you can certainly tune in live every Tuesday night. But look at this. Big stick diplomacy. Did I share it? Am I doing it wrong? Did I do it wrong? Here it is. There
Whole
we
ass
go.
at this time, okay? Whole ass.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Did I do the right one? There it is. So there's another cartoon about him being a dig. The new diplomacy.
Big stick.
Oh man, there's a bunch. Just the big stick.
Just no nonsense, man.
What a freaking hardcore MFer. Look at this guy.
Gator don't
I'm
take no
blind
crap.
and deaf.
Gator, Gator just better be doing Jimmy's.
What's your excuse again? Backwards shut.
Look at that mustache. Who does it remind you of? Who's the dude from Parks and Rec? What's his name?
Ron Swanson.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like Theodore Roosevelt, Ron Swanson.
I think he must be slightly modeled after
You're
Roosevelt.
eating what my
Ron
food
Swanson.
eats.
Modern day. He's like a modern day Roosevelt. Look at this sticker. You guys got to make a sticker.
Oh, that's awesome.
Call that your big buck stick or something like that, and just do this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. Well, I could do that for a while because that's pretty fun. Look at all these Roosevelt things we got going on. But he had a pretty big positive impact, a demonstrable impact on conservation and what we do outdoors. I
And
think.
lasting, like
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
To this day.
well over 100 years, yeah.
Yep. Pretty cool. Lana, what do you guys think of your first rodeo on the OKS Hunter podcast?
I love it.
Sorry to
for
make you
doing
do
that.
something super weird.
Thanks for doing it,
You
guys.
guys-
You're playing
you guys
along.
did
You
good.
did great.
I feel
That's
like I'm-
awesome.
You guys messed
I feel like when the Step Brothers was like, "How about we try interviewing you?"
Shut up.
I'm over here trying to nurse this hamstring like a big wuss.
He gets shot in the chest and like gets like literally jungle fever.
Loses 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Then somehow has to make it back to America.
Came back a phenomenal
Hey,
shape.
guys.
Just totally cut.
Jack.
And he got some weight back. I mean, the picture we're just looking at, he was pretty plump. I wonder how tall he was. He's like a bear of a man from a character standpoint. But no more comments coming through. No calls. Everyone's like, we're out. There's still some stragglers. We got people hanging out with us here. So if you guys want to call in, if you had a couple of cents you want to add to the conversation, the number's on the screen. If you're listening on TikTok and you can't see the screen because you can't see it, it's 262-757-4122. We'd be happy to take a call. We wrap things up here. I had another thought. What was my thought going to be?
He's only 5'10", by the way. While you're thinking,
Oh, so do you have like Napoleon complex a little bit? No, I mean 5'10"
like
not that
average.
short. That's
Let's
average.
say I'm like 5'10".
Not
What are you
short.
saying here?
Yeah, Derek, how tall are you?
More than that, asshole.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot, so it's only 2 inches shorter than me.
But I'm a great climber.
You are? Yeah. You really shimmied up that one tree that one time. I have a picture of it. I'll never forget.
I saw you.
Do you have weird thumbs? No. My buddy
Pose 'em?
Joel's got these weird thumbs. They're like they like come out the wrong direction.
I saw you climb one tree. It was on that scouting day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That didn't go well for me. That was a joke.
I was like, you should hunt that tree this year.
Yeah, it's
That'd
pretty
be a
fun.
good one.
All right. Did we make sure people know where to find you guys?
Yeah,
Hunter's Advantage.
that's right. Hunter's Advantage on all platforms.
You guys got some pretty dope hats. You're rocking 2 different ones. One's camouflage. I mean, it's so camouflage I literally can't see it.
Yeah, I was going
That's
to
right.
say I'm bald underneath, so
Oh, yeah, I got that problem.
I
We got to get you a
definitely-
ring
I
light.
yeah, but I'm
definitely gotta go
25.
check out
So
Well, yeah, I didn't lose my hair then yet. But I did commit early on to shaving it because I was like, I'm not going to do this weird thing where it just rides out forever and none of like what a comb over. It looked like a bird with down feathers. I tried to put my hair. It's not. Just
You're
commit.
calling me out here.
That's just so much easier with
Just
no
big
hair.
Stick it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
just big stick it. Or what is big dick stick? Is that what it was called? What was it called? No, it's just called big stick. The big stick diplomacy.
The big dick stick.
I added the dick part. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, I don't know. No calls in queue from what I can see, at least not yet. I don't know if people are like slow to dial. But cheers to Roosevelt for helping out with conservation.
Hell yeah.
Let's hope that Pittman Roberts next sticks around. I'm sure everyone has been calling their senators and their government officials locally to explain and exclaim that this means something to them from a conservation standpoint, that please don't take this away and gut it, because whatever they're proposing to take its place is no guarantee to work nearly as effective. And if you don't know the Pittman Robertson Act is, it's a quick Google away from getting a better answer than I'm going to give you. But
So
essentially, there's an excess tax.
Uh,
Yeah, if you have information.
oh
for
no,
it.
I was just saying I have a buddy that I went to school with, and he works for like one of the he works for a high fence operation. I'm pretty sure, and his boss is buddy with like some politician or whatever like that, and they were talking about it, and he basically said that the what do they call that? The representative that the primary rep that sponsored, it's like from Georgia, something Clyde.
Yep.
Yeah, he was basically
Nope.
saying he has
Yep.
no chance in hell on going through with it, and mainly because he owns like a archery tackle shop or something like that, and so basically he's just doing that out of his own pocket. So
Interesting. Well, he had 50 or 53 like people
Co-sponsors.
co-sponsoring and buying in on it. So
yeah,
I don't know. You get the right message out to a broader audience, and there's something that could happen. We'll see where it goes. But like literally every single publication picked up that story and wrote about it out of the gate. Like you Google that, and you're going to just run
Well,
through
it's
the
a huge
first 5
impact.
pages
Huge,
of Google on every
Huge
publisher.
impact on anything conservation, public grounds related. So it's a big deal.
Yep. Certainly no big stick diplomacy on that one. That guy's got a little stick, maybe.
micro.
Little stick complex. micro stick complex, right? Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This was fun. I've learned a lot about Theodore Roosevelt. I'm glad that that's who you picked for the topic.
Yes,
And
excellent job. Good research. You guys did awesome.
Yeah, thank you
Well,
guys for
we'd
having
be
us.
happy to be back on
Yep.
the podcast too. We'd be happy to talk about some tactics on whitetail and so forth. Like I
Yeah.
know Derek's. Are you doing that, Derek? Are you doing a seminar
Yeah.
at the Backcountry Hunters and Anglers
Yep.
thing?
Yep.
Why did I not remember that
29th.
what is your seminar going to be?
It's on Northwoods Public Land Hunting.
What are you going to say?
Oh, I haven't decided yet.
Do you have like?
I don't know.
Yeah, like, I'm just going to
I'm
show
going to
up.
say something. Probably talk about Teddy Roosevelt now that I know.
Fun fact. All right, no one's laughing at
Did
that.
you know?
Big stick? No. Okay.
Okay. They must have been on the podcast. Shit.
All right. No, but Derek actually knows some shit, and that could be a good episode too. We'd be happy to get a little bit deeper on how to actually kill some deer.
Absolutely. That'd be fun.
If you're not Teddy Roosevelt, they don't just die when you show up.
That's right.
As long as when you shoot me in my glasses case.
All right, well, I'm going to end the live broadcast. You guys hang out for a second here. We'll debrief and chit chat for a little bit. And everyone that tuned in live, thanks so much. And if you're in podcast land, we hope that you enjoyed today.